The new Suzuki Swift is here in 2024. It's about time, because there's about 7 years between each generation. If some of you might remember, it all started in '84, where its predecessor, the Suzuki Cultus, was born. And it was sold in quite a lot of countries under quite a lot of names. And I've got some names over here. It was known as the SA310, the Swift, the Forza, the Chevrolet Swift, the Chevrolet Sprint, Sprint Metro, Geo, Chevrolet Metro, Pontiac Firefly, Maruti 1000, Holden Barina, and Subaru Justy. So a car of many names. And many remember it quite fondly because it's a small, cute little hatchback for short little trips, for maybe longer trips, for going to the seaside, for having fun. And with this new version now, it kind of looks even, well, friendlier. If we look at the car at the front, well, it's a lot more rounded, I feel. And I think a lot of manufacturers nowadays have started making more rounded cars again because, well, before it was modern to have it very, straight shapes and everything. And now we're sort of returning to those 90s and 2000s, I suppose, when these more rounded shapes were modern. And look at it. It's not like an angry dog, it's more like a puppy now. Happy. A small car should have a small trunk, right? Well, here you've got the hybrid badge, because of course all of the Suzuki cars pretty much are mild hybrids now. But actually, it's not that tiny. I was expecting it to be smaller. Of course, not all of our equipment will fit in here, maybe with some really crazy Tetris moves, but yeah, it's actually not that bad. If you're going for a shorter trip or a shopping trip or something, it's all right, especially if you've got these mountains in the back. Inside the Swift, well, I mean, it's not a cathedral of space, but it's actually pretty comfy. Apart from the fact that I think this driving position has perhaps been designed more for the Japanese market than the European market, but oh well, you get used to it. You've got analog instruments behind the steering wheel, you've got a small trip computer, which is a display, a color display, you've got buttons on the steering wheel, and below the steering wheel, you've got adaptive cruise control, you've got cameras, you've got a backup camera, you've got backup sensors, you've got an infotainment display, you've got your climate controls with physical buttons, which is very nice. And over down here, you've got a 5-speed manual gearbox, which is also available with a 4x4 option, or you have the CVT, which only has forward-wheel drive. You also have a regular handbrake, which is kind of a nice thing these days because everything is electronic. Also, a couple of buttons for turning heat seating on and off. The base model starts at 16,600 euros. For a fully loaded Swift with all-wheel drive, you'll be paying just over 21,000 euros.